Did you know that airlines make just around $7 in profit per passenger? That means ticket sales alone can't sustain the entire business. So where does the real money actually come from? What you're about to discover is going to change the way you look at every flight you ever take. Tickets are just the beginning. Yes, selling seats is the starting point. Delta, for example, generated over $1.2 billion in a single quarter of 2024 just from premium services. But budget carriers take a completely different approach. Fill the plane with as many passengers as possible using cheap base fares, then make the real money somewhere else entirely. That's where a key term comes in: ancillary revenue, checked baggage, seat selection, priority boarding, food, Wi-Fi. Scratch cards sold mid-flight. Everything adds up. In 2023, airlines worldwide generated nearly $118 billion from ancillary revenue alone. For Ryanair, over 36% of total income comes from these extras. At American Airlines, that figure is around 15%. The model is simple but brutally effective. Sell you a near-free ticket, then charge for everything you actually need. Want to check a bag? Pay. Want to pick your seat? Pay. Want a snack on board? Pay too. Multiply that across millions of passengers, and the business becomes enormous. In Spain, Vueling charges for almost everything, including printing your boarding pass at the airport. Iberia launched basic fares without luggage to compete on price. The result? Passengers feel like they only pay for what they use, while the airline collects revenue from every possible angle. The cargo nobody talks about. Here's something most passengers never think about. The belly of the plane beneath their feet is also generating money. Commercial flights regularly carry cargo, Colombian flowers, Chinese electronics, pharmaceutical products. A single flight can generate up to $2,400 in additional cargo revenue. That might sound small, but it represents 7 to 8% of that flight's total income. In many cases, it's exactly what separates a profitable route from a losing one. During the pandemic, cargo became a lifeline. Emirates, Lufthansa, and Air France converted passenger cabins into cargo holds to keep revenue flowing. Companies like LATAM Cargo and Avianca Cargo continue moving perishables and high-value goods at massive scale, generating hundreds of millions of dollars annually from freight alone. The best-kept secret: frequent flyer programs. This is one of the most surprising revenue streams in the entire industry. What started as a customer loyalty tool became a multi-billion-dollar business completely independent of flying. Airlines like American, Delta, and United sell millions of miles to banks, who then offer them to credit card customers as rewards. Each mile can cost between 1.5 to 2.5 cents. Banks buy them because customers want to earn miles. Airlines collect the money without moving a single aircraft. Delta reported $3.8 billion in revenue from its SkyMiles program in 2024 alone. American Airlines at one point derived more than 50% of its total profits from selling miles. And here's the kicker: a significant portion of those miles are never redeemed. They expire unused. That's pure profit for the airline. United Airlines even used its Mileage Plus program as collateral to secure financing during the pandemic. Think about that. The loyalty program was worth more than the planes themselves. Alliances and codeshares airlines also maximize revenue through partnerships. You might buy a ticket with Delta, but the actual flight operates on Virgin Atlantic. Both airlines split the revenue. Global alliances, Star Alliance, SkyTeam, and oneworld, allow carriers from different countries to share routes, lounges, and miles across networks. Joint ventures go even further, with airlines like American, British Airways, and Iberia sharing revenue across entire transatlantic route networks. This reduces competition while locking in shared profits. In Latin America, LATAM partnered with Delta, while Avianca joined Star Alliance and Aeromexico aligned with SkyTeam. The result? Broader networks, more connected passengers, and more revenue, without buying a single additional aircraft. Spending less is earning more. Making money isn't only about adding revenue, it's also about cutting costs intelligently. And this is where things get really interesting. Instead of purchasing aircraft worth hundreds of millions, most airlines lease them from specialized companies. Today, nearly half of all commercial aircraft worldwide are leased. This provides flexibility. Return planes when demand drops, add more when it rises. During the pandemic, Lufthansa and United executed sale and leaseback deals, selling aircraft they owned to leasing companies, then renting them right back to access immediate cash. Budget carriers take efficiency to the extreme. Ryanair flies exclusively Boeing 737s. EasyJet operates only the Airbus A320 family. One aircraft type means simplified training, standardized spare parts, and streamlined operations. They also fly into secondary airports, like Beauvais instead of Charles de Gaulle in Paris, where fees are dramatically lower. The result? Rock-bottom operating costs that make impossibly cheap tickets possible, filling every seat at the right price. Every route is its own small business. If it doesn't fill up, money is lost. So airlines obsess over load factor, the percentage of seats actually occupied. Before the pandemic, the global average was 82 to 84%. Iberia hit an impressive 87.9% in 2023. LATAM came close to 84%. But the true champions are the low-cost carriers. Ryanair regularly exceeds 94% annual occupancy. That said, filling the plane isn't enough on its own. What matters is the price those seats were sold at. A flight at 80% capacity with premium fares can outperform a 100% full plane packed with discount tickets. That's why airlines use sophisticated revenue management algorithms that adjust prices constantly based on real-time demand. Selling the last seat for €5 is better than flying it empty. Beyond all of this, airlines generate revenue from advertising. The seat back in front of you, the in-flight magazine, the overhead bin panels, all sold to advertisers. Some airlines wrap entire fuselages in brand logos, turning the aircraft itself into a flying billboard. Then there are commissions. When you buy a ticket online, the airline immediately offers you a hotel, a rental car, and local tours. Every booking made through that platform generates a commission fee. It's essentially a travel agency operating invisibly inside the airline. $7 of profit per passenger. That's the reality of the airline business when you only look at the ticket. But behind that number sits a layered machine of ancillary fees, cargo revenue, billion-dollar loyalty programs, strategic alliances, leasing flexibility, and constant price optimization. The seat is just the door. The real business happens everywhere else. If you want to keep discovering how aviation works behind the scenes, there's another video on screen right now. Go watch it. I'll see you in the comments.